Welcome back to this week's Coach's Corner. Wildcat football this week at home against Owasso at 7 o'clock on Friday night. The Cats 0-4 take on Owasso 1-3. Ponca coming off a loss to Stillwater. Our head coach Josh Allen joins us. And Coach, the other night Owasso scored some real quick touchdowns, and that made it difficult for the boys on the evening.
Stillwater scored. They really, several times, several big runs. Their tailback was very, he was very athletic, and we had a hard time wrapping him up a few times. And quarterback as well. Quarterback could move as well in space, and we had a hard, just didn't play well in space at times, and they took advantage of that. And that's and then offensively, it was the worst game as far as penalties and missed a couple of key times. We did not have a QB center exchange on a couple occasions that cost us, and a missed signal by a player at a pivotal key time also cost us. We had, every time we started a drive and had some good plays and started to move the ball down there, we would set ourselves back with either a penalty or just a mental mistake that cost us. So we couldn't overcome that.
Well, Stillwater scored 3 touchdowns on 6 plays early, and we had talked about how well they passed the football, but it was really the quarterback with an early 70-yard run, and then they hit us with another 65-yard run. But, we were talking, Josh, you're playing at this level, and I think I even made the statement on the radio during the game that the difference between a 5-yard gain and a 75-yard gain, Coach, might be that. It might be about 6 inches, and I think that was a good example. In both those plays, you probably had somebody in position to make the play, but if they're 6 inches one way or the other, and at the talent level of these players, that's the difference.
Yes, Stillwater, on their skill players, their wide receiver, running backs, they're going to be one of the top in the district that we play all year long. I'm not saying they are the top, but they will be towards the top. And they have some players that can run real well, and that cost us. And you're right, it is a 6-inch. That's a great point you made, Phil. It is. We did have players in position, and we just didn't make a play there. That is. But we're looking at. We had some young guys come in. Keller Elwood went in a corner. And,
Coach, you played great, didn't he?
Yeah, his first game at corner, and that's the type of plays that we need. I mean, he was playing against a very good wide receiver and Prather a few times, and hung in there with him, or any of the other guys that he was covering. So Keller Elwood will be playing corner for the Wildcats and continuing on. He did a great job, and we are experimenting as coaching staff, since we do have so many young guys that we're playing, that we are investigating and asking questions about can that person play this position? We're not just they might be at one position, but we are also right now asking questions about what other spots this person may help us out in to be successful, or to make sure that we got everybody in the right spot, even if they are there right now. Is that the best place for them? Just because to take the example of Keller Elwood, he really made a difference. Even though he could have kept he kept some big plays from happening. So that was a bright spot.
And I want to let Coach expand on this a little bit, because, again, for most fans, they listen to the game, or they go to the games on Friday. They might read the story on Sunday, and then Monday through Thursday, it's more of a where's the game at, what time do we leave, all that, and then you get the game and you watch it again. But I know last week you told me that you're at the point of the season where you've tried to play as many guys as possible. You've tried to get the experience for as many players as possible, yet you come upon a point in the season where now, you mentioned Elwood, who is, I can't tell you how many good plays he had the other night. We called his name, I think, as much as anybody, and he wasn't just thrown in there. You are doing things in practice now, and you are beginning to maybe understand the talent level or what these players can do,
sure.
And then you switch them around a little bit, and so I want people to understand there's a lot of things that are going on, after one game to another, it may not result in another victory, but it is going on to try to continue to work this team into the best possible situation.
Absolutely. You had on Phil. We are constantly asking questions. We made some moves last week where we it wasn't just Elwood, it was multiple guys. There will be even some moves this week. We are constantly as a coaching staff working on that. We're not going to we're never going to give up on the season. 2013, we're going to go into each week and try to put the best performance on we can, try to get better, and try to get wins. So we're not done with 2013 and trying to get wins. And as a coaching staff, we're always going to do our best and do our due diligence and try to get victories for us. That's what our job is, and that's how we approach every weekend. But you're exactly right. We don't have it all figured out, obviously, on the answers. So we are working hard at trying to make sure that the pieces are in the right place. And you saw another young man, Traquan Elston, that played, and you kind of can get a glimpse at the speed and the athleticism that he poses. That was his first Friday night game ever, and you can see how dangerous that guy can be. And we're going to continue to use him.
Well,
yeah.
There's another kid. I've known this Elston kid for quite a while, and people may or may not be familiar with Trey Elston's situation. He left Ponca City, came back as an outstanding wrestler, so he's got a little bit of that wrestling mentality. But, Coach, that doesn't always mean a guy, when the lights come on Friday night, and we're talking about a sophomore here, so he's not very old, that doesn't always mean he can take the ball and go forward. Sometimes it means they fall down. They run out of bounds. They're not sure which way to go. But when he touched the football, and I think he had 6 rushes the other night, and then he returned a couple of kicks, there's players that make you hold your breath. And by the time this season's over with, I don't know whether we're going to win or lose, but by the time the end of the season is over, everybody, when they watch him play at one point or another, going to hold their breath, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Trey is what we call around the office a game changer. He can change the game for you. Where Stillwater had several guys that could game change, obviously we found that out. Trey's just one of those. He was the same type of guy, and we want to let him loose on the rest of the district, and hopefully the fans here will get to see some great things from him, and several other guys. I mean, that's what's so exciting, Phil, about our team. You're right. Even though we're not winning right now, there is things in the making, and we are putting the pieces together right now. It's not all, obviously it's not figured out all the way yet, but we got some great guys, especially some great underclassmen that there's some good days coming ahead for the program. We're just, like you said, we're just really young right now. And guys are having to learn and experience things for the first time, and there's some areas where they're physically not mature yet, but they're still asked to kind of go out, we're still asking them to come out and play, whereas really they're probably a year away, honestly. But as far as physical and stuff, so this will be a unique crew. They're being asked to step up at a premature time. But it's going to pay off, I think, in the long run, because we're going to be the experienced team at some point out there.
When you go to the game on Friday to watch Ponca Owasso, and you watch your Wildcats, and you support them, keep in mind that 17 or 18 of those boys on both sides of the ball have played 16 quarters of football at the high school level, 4 games. So when you go to the game on Friday, and we hope that you'll be there to watch Ponca and Owasso, just keep that in mind. And, Coach, that's great news, because I know that nobody wants to return home to Sullen Stadium more than the PC Cats.
Oh, my gosh, 3 weeks. I want to try to find one way to kind of balance that home and away thing out, where it's just more of a, maybe 2 weeks in a row, but definitely not 3 weeks in a row. So we'll be so glad to get back home. It seems like it's been forever. And and it has. So Yeah, we're excited to get back and play in our home stadium, and and get back and listen to our crowd.
Absolutely. And when you come to Sullins, be ready to cheer on the Wildcats, because that's what they need right now. We had a great crowd in Stillwater, an unbelievable show of support for the team, and we hope that that will happen on Friday night. And our team is going to need it because, Coach, we have a big challenge on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, you said Owasso, they are 1-3, but they're playing the other Tulsa Powers right now, and they're playing them well. The Owasso is one of the big fours, I would say. That you watch them on film, they're very, they're a very good football team, well coached. At some areas they're very athletic. They're just a good, solid football team. And we'll, we're going to have a big challenge.
Absolutely. Well, the Wildcats at 7 o'clock on Friday night, back home. And fans, we have 4 of our last 6 regular season games at home, which is certainly good news. Friday night, we hope to see you at Sullins Stadium. The Wildcats need your support more than ever right now. We hope you're there. 7 o'clock kickoff, Pohai, Wildcats, Owasso Rams, Sullins Stadium. Until next week, for Coach's Corner, for Coach Allen, I'm Phil Turney.